Stop ditching your main characters by Magic System Mondays. This is pretty interesting. I'm pretty interested in this, and I want to know what's going on, man. So without further ado, let's get busy.
Back to Magic System Monday. Today, on this early morning, I came to talk about something that I only recently realized was a really big deal.
Oh
I
yeah?
wish writers would stop over focusing on their side characters. Now, let me explain what I mean
What do
by
you
that.
mean by that?
See, I was just watching a little anime called Rising of the Shield Hero,
Okay.
and I had already finished the first season a while back, and I just cracked into the second season, but I
Oh
noticed that
okay.
something was off. And, well, I started to look
What's
up what
up?
was going on, and apparently the season is worsened because the director cut out a lot of the content from the original manga, which unto
No.
itself isn't.
Mm. I'm never a fan of like cutting out content when it comes to like the manga stuff because it always bad, bro. It always feels so bad when crucial elements that was already established for the story is getting taken out for the sake of time and energy. And it's like you are destroying your series like doing that. The best way you should do it is just not have it be destroyed like that. Like keep your stuff majority inside. Like, there's some stuff that's like irrelevant. Take that out. But is it like relevant to the story at hand? Don't take it out. That's stupid. That's dumb.
Completely the best choice. But another main issue with this story arc was that for some reason, according to some of the fans, the writers or the director decided to put more focus on these side characters, and
Wow.
that seemed to have an impact on the end result of the story arc. This is a problem for a number of reasons. Now, it might be easy to say, but Isaiah, why is it that it's bad to focus on main characters? Well, truthfully, it's not. There's nothing wrong with focusing on main characters at all in the slightest.
Okay.
Um, the problem is writers have a tendency of doing it in a very unproductive way. Not all writers, of course, because in any good story, you want to make sure you have good side characters that are interesting
Oh
and
yeah, yeah,
are
yeah.
productive to the story. They add to the narrative of the story.
Overall,
The problem is, what I've noticed with a lot of works of fiction are they spend a lot of time building up their main characters, and they're not always the best at
as they
focusing on
should.
their side characters. And when they realize that, their solution to that problem is to just ditch the main character for a while and completely focus on the side characters almost entirely for large chunks of the story. Let me just use this as Shield.
Uh Now all of them are along the charts. Like if you want to put in like Naruto, um, or what Bleach, yeah, yeah, Naruto, Bleach, maybe even One Piece. That one time, that one arc, with the whole what do you call that thing again? It was the like the Reverie arc where people come together, talk about the world or whatever. Luffy was not in that, but I think over like after a month they bring back Luffy, and people just loved it, right? But at that time, when it comes to like the popularity, it wasn't that good, man. But I didn't realize like how prominent your main character is, man. Like you need to have that main character be the driving force no matter what. Even if he's not shown, you should at least like circle right back to the MC to keep people like attention that okay, even though the MC's not here, he's still relevant to the story no matter what. Yeah, Shield Hero. I see a little bit of season two, and I'm like, yo, that's just buns, dude.
Shield Hero. My main gripe here is going to be with anime and manga, but I'm going to use some stories from the West as examples of how to do it well. Side note: I watched the last season of Sword Art Online, season four, of
That's the
like a
last
year ago,
season.
I think. And while that season was actually okay, the post editing here, just to amend that statement, I liked parts of the last season. The first half was mostly boring, and the parts I do like
That's
have a
literally the
lot of
last
power up the
season, bro.
scaling issues.
Wild.
So I'd make a video on that, but I simply
I
dedicated
stopped
one
at
to Anime
season
Review
two,
Channel.
bro.
I'm already pushing it as it is. The last two seasons of SAO, I'm sorry, the last season had this issue as well, where the main character was out of commission. He was unresponsive.
I had
He was
no idea
basically
about this.
paralyzed
That's
from doing. Oh, I'm so
crazy.
sorry. Spoiler alert. He was basically unresponsive. He was like a
Wow.
vegetable. And in that arc, were for
I
Underworld,
don't care.
all the side characters of the story, which by the way were not the side characters we're used to in the first two
Wow.
seasons. Most of them were actually missing until near the end. Until
This
that
is his
happened,
harem right here,
the only
bro. That's
characters we had to deal
crazy.
with to fight in this war were characters that he met, in Underworld, which were the last two seasons. And on top of that, many of the characters we met either were barely important at all, and we dealt with them in passing for maybe one episode or
Okay.
even sometimes half an episode. And there are other characters who didn't show up in their previous season at all. We're kind of just learning about them now. And the story decides to try to give all of them plot development and throw all of these stories and plot lines and
Yeah,
personalities
they're
at us that
rushing
we are
it.
completely uninvested in.
Like
And that
go
can really
go
drag
go
down the
go go.
interest
Yeah,
that
it's
I had.
not good,
Some
bro.
of
That's
them were
not
kind
good.
of cool characters, but if
No,
you
but I don't care
watch
about
Sword
to
Art
say yo
Online,
at
you
all.
come to see
I don't.
Kirito, Asuna, Sinon, Lifa,
A
these
lot.
characters. And while you understand, I can understand that in the first season that they kind of tried to kind of restart from zero and deal with someone like Kirito and Yu-Gi-Oh, and work on their bond. That's just the problem here. Not that that's an issue, but they put so much effort into
It's a
these two or
whatever
three
thing,
characters
bro.
that just completely doing a 180 and throwing us out to the dogs was a very terrible idea. Isaiah here, back with the power of post editing. I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that some people might argue that this is some necessary factor when it comes to making a war arc in a series. There are many stories that are not directly centered around war, but
Right?
eventually encounter some type of story arc where there is a war and that is featured prominently. And ends up being an
Okay.
issue that a lot of those stories face.
Yeah.
Perhaps I'll have to make an episode about that later.
Yeah,
Now we're in
moving
no man's
forward.
land with all these characters who we're not invested in. Emphasis
Give
on
everybody
invested in.
like
All right,
the
next
time to
one.
shine. Blah blah
I
blah.
used to read a webtoon called Hardcore Leveling Warrior. If you guys like webtoons, I would suggest you give it a try. It's a very, very neat one. I liked it a whole bunch,
Hmm.
but I stopped reading it in
Okay.
part two. Minor spoilers. I'm going to try to make it as cursory as possible
Don't care really.
so it doesn't spoil the
What's your
story
point?
for you. But the main character is really great. The main three characters, the trio, they're very awesome. There are a lot of side characters that show up partially here and there, and they're kind of interesting. But at the end of season one, the main character basically gets put in the shadow realm, so to speak. They put him in the fridge. Okay, they fridge the character
Okay.
temporarily. The
Damn.
issue is, as I was reading season two and seeing where everyone picked up in the time skip, there were some cool, interesting characters. And
Time
there were even
skip?
some new
Oh, that's
characters.
dramatic.
But the problem was the main character was not there for a very extended period of time. Maybe even in the manga now. I
What
don't
about
think
his
he's actually
his
there.
main
We're
team,
stuck
the main
focusing on
trio?
completely separate characters. Some of those characters are the older, more developed characters from the first part, and
Okay.
the other characters are just people that had very little development in the first place. I don't care about them. And then there are entirely new characters that they try to build up, which unto itself isn't problematic.
Ugh.
But the thing is this: the theme in both of
It's
these
all about the
circumstances.
investment, bro.
Sorry,
When it comes to making stories, you all gotta make sure that you have like certain particular investment in certain characters. The main character, sometimes the protagonist, the supporting character right next to the main character. The supporting character is like us as important as well. And some of your what other characters like that's not like on the side of the main character, the villains. I think as long as you have like a somewhat of an established team of characters, or extended time, like certain characters, like there's a time where in JDK, I thought Megami gonna be the main guy, but then again, Gege didn't know what the hell he was doing, so he just, oh my gosh, he let usually come back like an extended period of time, like what 10 or so chapters later. It was like a whatever, and it makes sense because Yuji barely met Megami, met Nobara, met anybody, bro. These are brand new people to Yuji, bro. He brand new to the Jujutsu world. Now, whatever this like manga series was, bro. Um, yeah, you gotta give us reasons why the whatever happened to the MC. Give a reason like why we should like care about him, why we should like get him back the way he is. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Make sure the main crew of the MC is established well enough that we care about them too. If you don't, then why should people read your stuff and the MC not being the driving force of the series? That's
The
my
theme
two
in all three of
cents.
these circumstances: Hardcore Leveling Warrior, Rising of the Shield Hero, Sword Art Online Season 4, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll even throw in My Hero Academia because
I
they have
why?
this problem too. The issue is we don't have enough eggs in these baskets. Alright? Characters are baskets. Stories, plot events, all those things are baskets. Magic
Don't
systems
put
are
in freaking
baskets.
Hunter
You
Hunter,
put your eggs
bro.
in these
Man,
baskets, alright? You expect your viewers and readers to put their eggs in these baskets. You expect them to be invested. You make something worth being invested in. And they put their investment in that, alright? Expecting a return. Alright, but what happens when you put all of your eggs in the basket of the main characters? Because unfortunately, not all writers are good at writing a balanced story with balanced.
and Kishimoto suffered from that. He brought a lot of attention to Naruto, but the moment he brought attention to other side characters like Choji, his team, we come to like not Kiba. It's whatever, bro. Other characters when it comes to Sakura, Kakashi, it makes sense. It good stuff. Besides that, outside of like Team Seven, the characters of Team Seven is built to like no relevance to the story at hand. And the war arc was like the great aid example of that because yeah, everybody was fighting, but I don't know these guys like that. From people at Sound Village, the Sound Village, the Cloud Village, the Earth, Air, whatever, Water Village, whatever. I barely care about those guys, but I'm willing to like Naruto to cause havoc, bro. So when we see Naruto just fighting majority of um, Obito, along with Kakashi, B, and Guy, all them good stuff. But then we see Madara, no established villain, pretty damn good. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna see more of that. And eventually you fight with Naruto in them, and then it's like everybody come together, everybody's invested in the story, because everybody around with Naruto, everybody surrounded by Madara, and everybody got like invested, bro. You know what I'm saying? But then you see Sasuke, when you take away the battle from Naruto and Madara, and you bring to Sasuke, I see that. You know, I see how well it could be annoying that you get ripped out from the main issue, the conflict, and then just see Sasuke what he's doing. The difference is Sasuke has been established to be a good character, and we like Sasuke. Some hate him, but we want to see more of Sasuke what he's doing, regards to the war. He's an important character, so we already got investment in him. So it makes sense we see more what's going on with him, along with Orochimaru and cool. And so eventually, when he gets in the field, all our attention in this battle, you know, to the very time when Naruto Sasuke finally fight for like the last time, whatever, and that'll be the end of the series right there. Bang bang boom. So the investment of characters, giving them things to do regarding to the story at hand, with their character development, what they do for the rest of the story as well, is very important. Never lose that thing, but it will always suffer like at the expense of the side characters, bro. Juggling that many characters, even in Bleach, is gonna be detrimental. Always. Always gonna be detrimental.
The main characters and side characters. The ones that have an issue with that, what happens when these writers look at all the eggs in these few main characters'
Who's
baskets
all
and
these
say,
characters,
"Oh,
bro?
we need to spread those out a little
Do you
bit,"
care
right?
about all of them?
In
I don't.
hindsight, not in first season, not in second season, in third season, or in part two. You get what I'm saying, right? The problem is that's simply not how viewers work. You can't just throw a story to the dogs and give us new main characters, or take away from important time
At least
for main characters
establish the
development
character.
and give it to side characters.
Which the potential good I could have seen from that was Seven Deadly Sins. With spoilers, when the new bad guys, the bad guy group, the Ten Commandments showed up, they did Meliodas dirty to the point where um there was a war was going on without him, and I thought Arthur gonna be like taking the reins because we seen Arthur, you know, in the first arc of the series. I thought he gonna be potentially a character to be like something like the main character, like cause he wrote up the Meliodas, and I thought he gonna take on the mantle like the MC. But then again, when we seen a certain character that comes in, and just do some work, and he just get replaced back with the MC again. So it was like, damn, bro, I want to see more Meliodas. I mean, we did get that with Arthur fighting against Meliodas. Again, spoilers, but then again, it wasn't really good as well. It was just like a cop out. Like, damn, what the excuse for like getting freaking Meliodas out of here, bro? But not Meliodas, Arthur, and just get some fear in him, and he just lost his way, and like that was it, bro. And it was like that was trash, bro. That was still trash, bro. But that goes to show, like, hey, not any many other authors are that committed to like replace the MC like permanently. That's like a biggest gamble of all time. Not permanently, like they take them out forever, but like temporarily, to the point where it is not even a chapter later, you bring this dude back. So it's like, yeah, let your characters get fleshed out. If you really can, if a certain author that good enough to afford to have that MC take the back burner, then I say do it. If you're not that confident, then you know what I'm saying. It what it is. You can
When
do it.
you've spent all this time building them up. There's nothing wrong with side characters, but you need to be able to balance them in the story, and that is something that a lot of writers don't always seem to be capable of. And I only realize this in hindsight. And when they try to
That's the
retroactively
majority,
fix it,
bro.
it makes the story worse. Whenever you give me a story with a pre-existing cast of characters, you are cashing in on the value that has been cultivated within those characters and those stories. You can't
Right.
just start over from scratch because then there's no investment. It's the equivalent of starting
From
a story
scratch is
over
a
again
gamble.
and expecting to build up investment
They'll make
again.
another story after
But
that.
this time, You don't always have enough time, you don't have enough detail, and it's temporary. You see this in My Hero Academia all the time, where there are a lot of occasions when the main character is in sore need of character development, where a lot of people feel
Yeah.
like he is character-wise stagnant, and then you take all these side characters who, for all intents and purposes, aren't that detailed and
Mm-hmm.
important most of the time,
Yup.
and then just take large portions of the story out to focus on them. Not only have you reduced the return on investment that we as the viewers get with these with the
Woo!
story, but you also reduce.
Y'all,
Not
wait.
only have you reduced the
Hold on,
return on
hold on.
investment that
Y'all, what do you think about this, bro? Return on investment. ROI equal to profit, cost of investment, down 1%, bro. And what do you get from the profit? Current value. Let's say the character, the world building, the themes, all that, whatever, to make a story, right? Cost of investment for said things going on will be the profit. Okay, what's the cost of investment? Cost of investment would be like, time and energy. Let's say cost of investment was equal to time plus energy, and you subtract that from the current like what? Subtract the cost of investment with the current value, then you get the profit what we have, and then you add the profit. Then with the cost of investment, cost of investment divided by the profit what we have. Let's say certain characters like the story at large, regard to the character, regard to like the essence of like the conflict at hand and what's going on. Times the I guess the amount of effort with the what we got from like divide with the profit and the cost of investment. And what we have there would be whatever it is. If we tie that 100% of that effort, we just get the return on investment. At least that way I can like interpret from my understanding.
we as the
You can apply
viewers
that to
get
anything else in
with the
any story.
story, but you also reduce the return on investment in terms of the main character. So now all of these extra story arcs and the spotlight shifts around to these random
Okay,
characters who
I'm not saying he never develops. I'm saying that there are gaps or that is continuously put on hold for less relevant characters constantly. Yeah, that's not good at all.
didn't
That
need it,
how
didn't
my hero
necessarily need it because
suffered
the
a
story
lot.
wasn't built that way. And then we come back to the main character
Mm-hmm.
and we feel like we haven't had enough progress with them. We feel like the story is stagnant. We feel cheated. But this isn't necessarily the case.
No,
It doesn't have to be this
I
way.
don't mind. Hold on. I don't mind Deku being like a static character, stagnant. Whatever you want to like see from Midoriya, at least give some examples about that. What you want to see from Midoriya. I guess more like you want to see more connection to his powers. We was getting that steadily, surely could have been better here and there. Character wise, we could have seen more like what Oshiko and him. And that stuff like getting put off at the very end. Very annoying. We got a lot with All Might. Get a lot more with Bakugo. Sometimes with like some characters here and there. You know what I'm saying? And even like that, at the very end of the war arc, it was like Deku was just trying to like get to Shigaraki before blah blah blah, and we learn from other characters based on like you know find just the big bads or whatever, and that even wasn't good itself. So it's like we got what we got. Disappointing. Others might see it as good, but it's like here or there.
There are a number of stories that get this right. And the way they get this right is
Ooh,
establishing initially what kind of story this is going to be. How much stake are each of these characters going to have in
that's
the story?
steak,
And
buddy.
that's going to be a defining factor in how a good writer writes their story. Hey everybody, this video is getting a tad bit long, so
Okay.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to end it here, and I'm going to
I don't care how long the story is, my G. Like, this your video gonna be. Just make it happen, bro. Don't complain about it. That's not good for the video itself. It kind of like spoiled like the immersion right there. Like, yeah, you telling me something. It's like, damn, bro. The complication's going mad long, G. It's freaking 9 minutes. How is your attention span, my guy? the.
post the second half right after the fact, kind of break it up into two parts.
Oh,
So, next
second.
time on Magic System Monday, we're going to be talking about how certain works of fiction in the West get around this issue effectively.
Okay, if you guys want to see the second half of this kind of video, please leave a like, comment down below, review at hand. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe for the channel as well, bro. Make sure you really want to like see more of the my 2 cents on the matter because he's kind of spot on with like the issue with certain stories, but at the same time, there's some flaws in here and there. Can like just it ain't that big of a deal, you know. So that being said, I'm gonna be out. So y'all be safe, be easy, and be chill, bro. Oh my gosh, yeah, storytelling is can be easy, but it's not that easy. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. It is what it is.